The Suzuki Jimny is one of the most loved small SUVs for a reason. It's cool looking, it's cute, and it works really, really well off-road. Plus, they're pretty cheap. For a reason. It's cool looking, it's cute, and it works really, really well off-road. Plus, they're pretty cheap. Well, now, Suzuki say they have been working on an electric version. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. My name's Sam Evans. I'm coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. I'm about to move to Mount Dandenong. For those of you who know of the area, it's up on a mountain. I have a house there that a tenant has moved out of. And before that tenant moved out, they chainsawed my front deck down. I'll show you a video soon. It's crazy. They lost their mind, got given prescription drugs by their doctor for an illness, an injury, a work injury, and went crazy. They just started taking a chainsaw to things. Anyway, the Suzuki Jimny electric. There is an electric version right now. In fact, there's a gasoline-powered version, a petrol-powered version. Interestingly, that version has around 540 kilometers of range. So the electric version could be pretty similar in terms of range. And what is the size of a Suzuki Jimny? Well, here's one of the things. It's one of the smallest SUVs you can buy, but people really love them. Jimny measures 1,720 millimeters high. That's 67.7 inches. It's 3,480 millimeters long. In other words, it's very, very short. That's 137 inches. And it's 1,645 millimeters wide, which is 64.8 inches. It's got a pretty short wheelbase as well, 88.6 inches or 2,250 millimeters. Incredibly, they only weigh, in fact, this is the 2022 version, 1,075 kilos, which is, well, one of the lightest cars in the market, period, in most Western countries. Of course, the electric version will be a little bit heavier than that, but it should be a lot more capable. The reality is, electric vehicles have far better traction control, and so therefore this could be one of the most capable vehicles ever made in history. Realistically, I think that is very likely. Now, that is the two-door version. Yeah, there is a longer version. There's a five-door version, which is, quite a bit longer. It's more like a real normal-sized car. However, it seems as though the two-door version, or the three-door, but depending on what you want to call it, is the most popular vehicle. So the exciting thing is, it has been confirmed Suzuki are definitely working on an electric version. It'll come to Europe first, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for you if you're in Europe. Not so fortunately for us here in Australia. Australians do love these Suzuki Jimnys. I know you guys in America have a thing for them as well. And the reason we know that Suzuki are working on this is because earlier this month in our new growth strategy briefing document, there's a Suzuki Jimny picture showing there's an electric version coming out in their electric vehicle lineup. Now, we don't have any more details other than that at this stage in time, but the electric Jimny should definitely have more power. The current version has 100 horsepower. Seriously, it is incredibly gutless. Now, there are two versions. There's a more powerful version. Still, both versions are very, very gutless. An electric version, I think, could massively up the ante. And of course, having a front motor and a rear motor would give this thing incredible torque control, and I think it will be significantly better than the gasoline-powered version. Now, we don't know exactly when it's going to come out, but it sounds like it's possible it could be released in 2024, and then there'll be 4 other electric vehicles from Suzuki soon after that. Now, interestingly, Suzuki believes that in 2030, its sales split in Europe will be 80% electric and 20% hybrids. In other words, Suzuki is saying by 2030, they'll sell nothing except battery-powered cars, primarily battery-powered anyway, 80% EVs, 20% hybrids. I mean, I think they'll be able to rule out those hybrids by 2030. I don't think there'll be anyone stupid enough to want one of those by then, but you never know. You never know. What do you think? 2030. What percentage of cars in Europe, in your opinion, will be fully electric? I believe it'll be closer to 95%, maybe even 98%. It'll be very, very far up there. Suzuki says the reason they're not going fully electric by 2030 in Europe is because that we want to provide a full range of products and services. Suzuki will provide not only battery EVs, but also carbon neutral internal combustion engine vehicles that use CNG, biogas, and ethanol mixed fuels. Well, that is nonsense. If you want to see my video about the myth of carbon neutral gasoline powered vehicles, how it's a load of baloney and how actually it's still going to be poisoning people if we're doing that in the future, then I'll put a link in the description below. Now, who really cares about that? I don't think anyone's going to want these ridiculous synthetic fueled vehicles, considering apparently the fuel will cost 8 times more than gasoline costs today. Good luck getting people dumb enough to buy those. Now, sure, they may exist, but I think if they do exist, the percentage of the market will be so tiny, it'll be irrelevant. So basically, the new Suzuki Jimny will be electric, and I believe it could just kill the gasoline-powered version because it'll be so much better. When buyers have a choice, how many of them are really going to choose the anemically powered gasoline version? I'd say not many. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.